We are getting much closer to $34 trillion in debt. What a birthday present to us from the Federal Reserve. Let's explore. In the continuing series on Secrets of the Debt Clock, the latest message comes to us from the Debt Clock people. And what are they saying? Well, today it's a birthday message. The U.S. national debt is at $33.937 trillion. And we can see the numbers flashing on our screens here. The U.S. federal budget deficit is the cause of all of this. More spending, and more spending is what causes the debt to increase. Coupled on top of that is the interest we pay on the debt. And that's this number here. It is ticked over to $700 billion. And, that coupled with $1 trillion from credit card debt means that, the Federal Reserve and the government is not alone. We are a debt-based society, and it is a shame. In reality, as much as we blame the Fed and as much as we blame the government, there is some blame that lies within us as well. And this is one of the things that we should do to try to protect ourselves from debt, because it is essentially a scheme, and it's a scam. And this is what the message, I think, that is being given to us today, the secret message from the Debt Clock people. The United States Federal Reserve System celebrating 110 years, as you can see. And in this image, we have the cartoon. We've got the Chairman Jerome Powell here with the pyramid, showing really kind of is a scheme, as the gold on top of the pyramid here represents that we are the 0.1% and points to him. That is the ones who make the decisions. They tend to profit the most from this, while the rest of us, by the way, that includes others in the 1% who are suffering because of the Federal Reserve's actions and activities since 1913. Today is one day away from the anniversary, the 110-year anniversary or birthday of the Federal Reserve System. And we can see that, it's really a plundering, in a sense, 110 years of it. And I think the most thinking individual here, as we can see on the right, sees this, and what the answer will be for a strong America is to have a debt-free currency. You've seen this image, this bill. Many of you have interpreted this, read into it as such, even to the curl there at the lower right, which I think essentially is maybe just a design feature and showing, hey, this is a currency that can and it's not necessarily has any more meaning than just being a design element of the graphic. But nonetheless, we want debt-free currency, and that is based off of gold and silver. But in the background, you can barely see it here, but in larger images of it, you see there is an image of a gold American eagle in the background, and a faint background there. A sound currency. Of course, you see also this individual is on the yellow brick road, a reference to the Wizard of Oz graphics that have been shown in the messages from the Debt Clock people. And so that's what that is there. And what is the image that Jerome Powell is sitting on an expansive wealth of fiat currency notes, $100 bills there. That's his foundation, a foundation of fiat currency that is devaluing at a rate of 3.1% year over year. That is inflation, folks. And even at the target inflation rate of 2%, it's still an awful lot. It sure is. And that is the gift that of a birthday present that the Federal Reserve is giving us. They cause the problem, and then they do what they can to sour the economy, to stifle it in their answer to solve the problem. That reminds me of what government does. Government creates a problem, and only they can provide the solution to it. So we see this pyramid here, and really, in a sense, we see it in this graphic here as well, too, that's essentially a pyramid scheme. It's a scheme. It's a pyramid. Well, you turn that pyramid upside down, and then you have Exeter's pyramid. And at the tip of that is gold, and some people feel that the tip of that tip is silver. Although I disagree, I do think that that definitely silver is sound money, as delegated in the Constitution. So when you have both gold and silver in your portfolio, you are not going to the party. Yes, that's right. So they're celebrating the birthday of the Federal Reserve, but we're not going to the party. We're going to stay at home with our gold and silver. Indeed, we shall. And so interesting, fascinating. These messages from the U.S. debt clock people are quite interesting and profound that can be interpreted in several different ways. In fact, some of the imagery here is kind of curious. Like, I'm not sure what this means, what these design elements are around the outside of the Federal Reserve seal that we see here. What does that mean? It looks like there's pyramids, and maybe perhaps these pyramids in regards to the scheme, and maybe these are anchors, perhaps being deeply rooted into the system that we have today, which is really, in a sense, corrupted. And so that means that the pyramid scheme is deeply rooted, and that's how I interpret these symbols here, all around the entire monetary and economic system that we find ourselves a part of. But the correction is there really is plunder through this hidden tax of inflation that we're seeing. And, where do we stop defining inflation? At 2%, mostly. But in reality, there's still inflation even at 1%. It's a devaluing of our dollar by what the Federal Reserve does. But they keep on printing money far above and beyond the capita of or the population of the United States. So per capita, there's more dollars printed, which means that there's the debt is going to continue to grow because the government cannot control themselves, and they just keep on spending above and beyond our means. When we say we can't afford it, really, that's not true. Congress people say, well, we can't afford these programs. Sure we can. We just print more money, and that's exactly what they do. But in reality, deeply rooted, we can't afford it. We shouldn't be able to afford these types of things. There's no constraints on the Federal Reserve. They don't want to celebrate their birthday by going back to a gold standard or something that has rules based that limits what they can do. No, they don't want those limitations. They want to be able to do as they please in conjunction with the politicians in Washington who buy votes with the more money that they spend for their pet projects or for things that they think are good, but in reality, they are evil when it's all said and done. I know that sounds like a strong statement, but when you think about the repercussions of the actions they do on account of being something for the good, it really turns out for the bad. Look at the Veterans Administration Hospital, the VA hospital. Look at that system and how corrupt it has become and how many people have died because of something that was supposed to be done so good. Obamacare will have the same result if carried out into its fullest extent. And many other things, many other entitlement programs as well, and anything else that the government gets involved in, and especially where we're going in our financial and monetary system as it starts to change and evolve, as it already is with Fed now. As we see it move into a central bank digital currency, we're going to see this amped up big time, where they will literally, the Federal Reserve will literally be able to take money out of your account and put money into your account at their own discretion. They will be able to make your currency expire within your account. If you don't use it before this time to stimulate the economy, then it will expire and you will have none of it. All kinds of different things. It will be able to prevent you from spending money if you don't fall in line with the social criteria and of the day of what they deem to be morally sound. And so that is a situation that we will find ourselves in future birthdays of the Federal Reserve. Interesting indeed. So this is a series that I do here where I cover these cartoons, these graphics that the debt clock people put out. And I hope you will subscribe to the channel and check out the playlist that I have on these. If you've missed some of the ones that I've done in the past, I'm now in the process of recapturing every single message from the Debt Clock people. And so I hope to be able to catch up soon on these and continue to press on. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.